So it's a powerful example, and that's one reason why I brought it up, because it shows you, even if you have the maximum, it's not enough. It's still worth giving it all up to seek for something more, something higher. Now the other thing again, which is obviously very clear here, is that when he renounced that much, there's obviously a reason why somebody can do that, and the reason is powerful faith, powerful mindfulness. When he meditated, he was again very successful, good meditation practice, lots of energy, lots of wisdom. Again, you see these faculties are very developed. These things we call the spiritual faculties in Buddhism, or spiritual powers, very highly developed in this person called the Buddha to be. And that's why he was able to give up so much and seek for something else. So that is the second story. The last story I want to talk about the Buddha's past life. This is a slightly different story, and this is one of the most famous stories the Buddha teaches about his past lives. And this is when the Buddha was born as a Brahmin. And this was the time of the previous Buddha called the Buddha Kassapa. And the Buddha was a Brahmin, and he had a friend. His friend was named Gatikara. Gatikara was a potter, he making pots. And this potter was a very virtuous and very upright kind of person. He was a disciple of the Buddha Kassapa, and he had become an anagami, non-returner, one of the very highest spiritual achievements that you can have according to Buddhism. He was supremely virtuous. He didn't even use money. When he made pots, he would just set the pots out, and he would say to his customers, well, if you feel like giving something, please leave some food or something for me, otherwise you can just take whatever pots you like. That was how he earned his livelihood. It's quite remarkable. And his virtue was across the board very, very impressive. And the only reason that he didn't become a monk was because he had a couple of elderly parents that he had to look after. Otherwise, he would have been a monk a long time ago. Elderly parents were blind, apparently. They couldn't look after themselves. So the Buddha to be was a friend of this Gatikara, the potter. And this Gatikara was very highly spiritually attained. And then he goes to his friend the Brahmin and says, let us go and visit the Buddha Kassapa. And the Buddha to be says, no need to see that shaven-headed recluse. We don't want to have anything to do with, we don't want to meet them, these shaven-headed recluses. And this is like put down, basically. If you call somebody a shaven-headed recluse, it's not a very nice way of talking about somebody who is fully enlightened, the Buddha. So his friend Gatikara, because he was so highly attained, he knew that if this Brahmin could meet this Buddha, it would be extremely beneficial for him. So he keeps asking, keeps saying, please come along, please meet this Buddha to be here. Please meet this Buddha. And again, the Buddha to be, the Brahmin says, no need, I'm not interested in seeing this Buddha to be here. Eventually, he grabs him by the belt and tries to drag him to the Buddha. He becomes so desperate because he realizes that the power of this Buddha is so enormous. It would be so beneficial for his friend to meet the Buddha. Please come along, grabbing him by the belt. And still, he refuses to come along here. So eventually, he says to his friend, the Brahmin says, please, let's go down and have a bath. So then they go down to the river to have a bath. And as they are about to bathe, this Gatikara, the potter, he grabs the Brahmin by the hair and pulls him in the direction of the Buddha Kassapa. Now, to understand the significance of this, the point of this is that for a lower caste person to grab a Brahmin by the hair is an absolute no-no. You're not supposed to do that. And it may even, I'm not sure, but there may have been a capital punishment for that sort of thing in India in that time. So he was always taking a very, very big chance, risking his life, basically. But it had the desired effect, because at that point the Brahmin realized, well, surely if he's willing to give up his own life so that I can see this Buddha Kassapa, then there must be something very, very special about this Buddha Kassapa. So he reluctantly finally agrees, okay, I will come with you to see this Buddha Kassapa. So then he goes to see the Buddha Kassapa, and of course, as soon as he hears what the Buddha Kassapa has to say, he understands that this is a very profound and very important teaching. And he becomes a monk, and he lives the rest of his days, as far as I know, under the Buddha Kassapa as a monk.